What's up, guys? Welcome back to a new video from Massel MMA, the best MMA YouTuber in YouTube now. Alright? No MMA guru, no bedtime MMA, no Lucas Tracy. I'm the new guy on the block. Alright? So I made that clear. I know I vowed to make daily videos a month ago. That was my only video. I'm a student. I'm studying. I had a girl. But yeah, now all that's done. So let's talk about some UFC, baby. We got UFC 313 Pereira versus Ankalaev. I'm excited for this shit. Yeah, let's get right into it. Starting off with the Jordan Santos versus Ozzy Diaz. Now, Ozzy Diaz is coming off a loss, but this guy is not a scrub. Let's get that out the way. This guy lost to Min Yang Zhang. Before that, he lost to Joe Pyfer. So this guy only loses to pretty decent opponents, right? Let's get that out the way. The Jordan Santos, not much experience in the UFC yet. Pretty decent. Had a decent performance in the Contender Series, but I will be going with Ozzy Diaz by TKO in the second round. I think that sounds well because this guy is just much bigger than the Jordan Santos. I feel like the Jordan Santos, he's going to have a problem striking with Ozzy Diaz. Ozzy Diaz, good at striking with guys smaller than him. Good at striking with guys that he has a height advantage over. And I see him taking full advantage of that. The only way I see the Jordan Santos winning this fight is by submission. I don't see him being able to strike well with Ozzy Diaz. Again, Ozzy Diaz a very, very decent striker. So yeah, let's move on. Next on the card, Myron Santos versus Francis Marshall. I'm excited to see this because Myron Santos, honestly, one of the best prospects we have coming out of Tough in a minute. Not every tough prospect is as good as this guy, so I'm excited to see how he does. Now, I think that Francis Marshall will test his grappling. I feel like we're going to see how good Myron Santos' grappling is because as we can see here, Francis Marshall's not a fish when it comes to the grappling. But overall, I think that Myron Santos has the advantage in every aspect of MMA. So I see Myron Santos by third round finish in this fight. We might even see a boring decision out of this one too because it's two well-rounded guys, although Myron Santos much better than Francis Marshall. Two well-rounded guys going at it. We could see a decision here, but I do think that Myron Santos eventually will break Francis Marshall. We've seen Francis Marshall get broken before. And we've seen him struggle against higher level opponents. We've seen him struggle against William Gomez, so yeah, that's my pick for this fight. Moving on. Alex Morono versus Carlos Leal. Alex Morono is the first welterweight I've seen with fat on him. I don't like picking Alex Morono, guys, okay? I don't think he's all that good. He's a decent fighter, don't get me wrong, but honestly, if you are a welterweight that has aspirations of being a competitive ranked opponent, you should be beating this guy. Carlos Leal has the advantage over Alex Morono in the striking department. And I think, honestly, that's all it's going to take here. I think Carlos Leal can get a third round TKO over Alex Morono, maybe even earlier. Although Alex Morono isn't a bad striker, I don't see him having the proper conditioning to be able to take his skill into the third round. Where I think, just based off of looking at these guys, okay? Look at this guy. Look at that guy. Alex Morono's just out of shape. He's never been in shape. He's never been in a similar shape to his opponent his whole career. Now, that doesn't mean he's lost his whole career, but I don't know, man. He's getting older every fight. Every fight he's getting older. He has a reach disadvantage in this fight as well. And I just don't see him coming out of this one with a win. I see Alex Leal as a pretty decent welterweight. Although he's coming off a loss, I still think he's a decent welterweight. Could be ranked eventually. We'll have to see about that. That's not an official prediction either. I'm not officially predicting Carlos Leal will be ranked one day. But I think he's pretty decent. Decent enough to get by Alex Morono by TKO. Third round TKO is my prediction. Moving on. Bruno Ferreira versus Armen Petrosyan. Now, this is an interesting matchup because both these guys are coming off losses. Armen Petrosyan coming off of a damn near knockout of the year loss against Shara Bullet. Honestly, this is a hard one to call. I think that Armen Petrosyan clearly is a better striker than Bruno Ferreira. All right, let's get that out the way. He's a much better striker. He's accurate. Okay? And this is going to be a striking matchup. But here's the problem with Armen Petrosyan, man. He doesn't have that fuck off power, if you know what I mean. He doesn't have the power where Bruno Ferreira would be worrying about getting knocked out cold. Okay? I feel like eventually, Armen Petrosyan will be winning this fight for the most part. Till he isn't. I feel like Bruno Ferreira's gonna eat a couple punches to the face, right? He's gonna be like, I'm just gonna bite down on the mouthpiece and go for it. He's just gonna go for it. When he does that, when he goes for it, he's going to mess him up. I feel like Bruno Ferreira, just like in the last fight that Armen Petrosyan had, I think he's getting knocked down in the second round. That's my official prediction for this fight. Because Bruno Ferreira has good power. He has good power. And Armen Petrosyan's just coming off a knockout loss. Now, I don't think that his chin's really deteriorated that much. Because it wasn't a horrible knockout. It wasn't like he got knocked out cold or anything. But he did kind of quit after that. And I feel like Bruno Ferreira's power is much higher than Shara Putin's power. Okay, let's be real here. Shara Bullet, not the most powerful guy, not a very fearful type of power. Bruno Ferreira can knock you out. He can knock you out. And I feel like we might see an insane knockout in this fight. And I really don't see Armen Petrosyan being able to get a knockout here. So give me Bruno Ferreira, second round KO. Not even TKO. Remove the T. KO. Next up, Joshua Van. This guy is fun to watch. Always, he's great. What do I have to say? I mean, Ray Tsuruya, he's a good fighter, but dude, this is way too early for him. He's a young guy. I think he's only had one UFC fight. Let's check this out real quick. Yeah. Only one UFC fight. Now, he did pretty well in that UFC fight, but I don't think he's ready for Joshua Van yet, man. I mean, maybe one day he could be. He's pretty good in the grappling department, too. Maybe he might give Joshua Van a couple problems there, but Joshua Van, man, this guy's combos are insane. This guy has some of the best striking in the flyweight division. Although he has been knocked out before, I still stand by that statement. Look at this guy's body shots. He's messing people up. Joshua Van is messing people up. And I don't think Ray Tsuruya is ready for that. I really don't. I don't think he's ready for one of those fights where he's going to take damage. Ray Tsuruya is going to go through the fire regardless. If he comes out, very good prospect he's going to be, If he comes out of this Joshua Van fight, I'm 100% sure that he will take damage to some degree. We'll see if he's able to go through it or not. I have the feeling of a Joshua Van decision here, unanimous decision. Finish could happen, but I just see Rey Tsuruya kind of escaping to the grappling to stall time a bit, and that's not. Yeah, I think that is just gonna go to the decision, but I do think that he does have a chance of winning if he implements his game plan well, but he's gonna have to get over those hurdles that Joshua Van puts in his way, and I think that's gonna be too tall of a task for him. So give me Joshua Van by decision in this fight. Moving on. Curtis Blaydes versus Rizvan Kuniev. Why are we doing this? Why are we giving this guy who's never had a fight in the UFC, Curtis Blaydes, right off the bat? I know the heavyweight division's not in a good spot right now, but come on. Come on, do we really have to do this? Curtis Blaydes just fought for the interim title. He just fought for the interim title. And we're giving him this guy. What the hell? Give this guy to, I don't know, Spivak, Pavlovich, some random like that if you want to give him a ranked opponent. Why are we doing Curtis Blaydes with this guy? Anyways, I haven't seen too much of Rizvan Kuniev, to be honest. His striking's pretty good. Has pretty good striking, but Curtis Blaydes, man, he's improved a lot in his striking recently, although he just got knocked out by Tom Aspinall. He's shown in his career before that he can come back from knockouts and get a win. Okay? I'm pretty sure every time he's been knocked out, he came back and got a win. Don't quote me. Don't fact check me on that. But I'm pretty sure most times he's gotten knocked out, he's bounced back with a win. I see him bouncing back in this fight. Curtis Blaydes is just a really well-rounded, good heavyweight. And honestly, man, he got the reach advantage in this fight. And I feel like even though this guy Rizvan Kuniev is a Russian, he will have the wrestling advantage too. Give me Curtis Blaydes by decision in this one. I don't see a finish happening. I feel like their striking kind of neutralizes each other. Curtis Blaydes gonna have the edge in the striking department, I feel like. And if it goes to the ground, I also think that Curtis Blaydes has an advantage, but not enough of an advantage to get a finish here. So give me Curtis Blaydes by decision. Moving on. We got Mauricio Ruffy versus King Green, Bobby Green. Man, this is sad day. You know, Bobby Green, he is always fun to watch. Don't get me wrong, but I just think he's at the end of his time, man. I think that Mauricio Ruffy, his last performance, if I'm being honest, it didn't impress me too much. I didn't like it. I really didn't like it. You know, he did land those look-away punches, you know. But Jan Top was coming back at him. Jan Top showed more desire than he did. Jan Top had a certain, I don't know how to explain this, but it felt like Mauricio Ruffy was kind of fighting down to Jan Top. And I don't think that's a good thing. All right? He could have finished Jan Top if he did the right things. He didn't. He just didn't, you know? And Jan Top's not even that amazing, all right? Well, Jan Top's a tough guy. Don't get me wrong. But you should be finishing him. If you're the next Conor McGregor that people say you are, you should be finishing him. All right? That's my gripe about Mauricio Ruffy right there. His fight against Jan Top, I didn't like it. I didn't like it a lot. He's good. But I do feel like when he gets put up against a legit guy, we might see a loss. I don't know. But I don't think that we're going to see that loss this card. I don't think Bobby Green has it in him anymore. to really strike like that, you know? And this guy, Mauricio Ruffy, has good power. He has pretty good power. And Bobby Green, man, he's taken so much damage over the years. And he still has gotten wins not too long ago, but I just feel like he's too old now. Honestly, I feel like we're seeing the end of Bobby Green. This might be one of his last fights. I see Mauricio Ruffy knocking him out. I feel like Mauricio Ruffy's gonna right the wrong he had against Yontop. I think this time he's definitely gonna be coming out here looking for a finish. He knows Bobby Green can be cracked. He knows Bobby Green can be knocked out. Because he's getting wobbled in most of his fights. He is. Dude. He got wobbled by Tony Ferguson. Old Tony Ferguson. He got knocked off balance by him. Now, if that's what Tony Ferguson's doing to you, and if Jalen Turner nearly murders you, I don't trust your chin anymore. I'm sorry. I just don't. Mauricio Ruffy has killer precision. Killer precision. He's going to find his chin. And when he does, I don't think it's going to be good for him. Give me Mauricio Ruffy, first or second round KO. Moving on. Amanda Lemos versus Yasmin Lucindo. Okay. Okay, guys. So, I think this is definitely going to be a toilet break of a fight right here. Not just saying it because they're women. Because this is not going to be entertaining, you know. Yasmin Lucindo is going to be looking to grapple against Amanda Lemos. Amanda Lemos, honestly, we've seen her be ragdolled before. We've seen her be just totally ragdolled on the ground. I don't think she's going to win this. I think we're going to get a boring decision out of this one. I'm not going to talk more about it because I'm really not interested in it. Give me Yasmin Lucindo, unanimous decision. Moving on. Now, this is exciting. Oh, fuck. I tapped on the wrong thing. We got Jalen Turner versus Ignacio. Scroll up! Jalen Turner versus Ignacio Bahamondes. Okay. Interesting fight. Jalen Turner coming off of a loss. Ignacio, impressive fight in the Noche card. I really like that fight. I like the way he strikes. Dude, I just like this guy. I feel like this guy's going to be what we thought Jalen Turner could have been like 4 years ago. I think he's going to be what we thought Jalen Turner could have been. He's really good. He's really good. I love watching him fight. I love watching his striking. Jalen Turner's a really good fighter. Okay, don't get me wrong. He's a really good fighter. Love his striking. But my gut's telling me that Ignacio is going to get the win here. I feel like Jalen Turner gives up. He does give up. 100% gives up in fights. Okay? He gives up in fights. Doesn't have the greatest finishing instinct. I feel like Ignacio has more to fight for than Jalen Turner does. Jalen Turner, I don't see him coming back up the rankings like that again. I don't see him ever competing for a title. I feel like we're starting to see kind of the downfall of Jalen Turner. And I think that Jalen Turner isn't as hungry as he once used to be. Ignacio's hungry. Ignacio, this is the beginning of his time. He's trying to cement himself. He's trying to make a name for himself. And this is going to be a fight where he makes a name for himself. I see him schooling Jalen Turner, if we're being honest here. I see him schooling Jalen Turner, showing why he deserves to be ranked, showing that he deserves a higher ranked opponent. And yeah, give me Ignacio Bahamondes by decision. I know I was kind of glazing him a bit, but I don't think that he's going to be finishing Jalen Turner. Unless Jalen Turner just quits like he did against Renato Moicano. You know? He did quit. Let's be real. He quit. Hinato broke him. He might get broken in this fight too. We'll have to see though. Give me Ignacio by decision. Moving on. This is going to be the hot take of the video, guys. I have Rafael Fiziev beating Justin Gaethje. Give me first or second round KO, okay? Last fight was a really close fight that they had. Last fight was really close. It was a really good fight. I really loved watching that fight. They had a really close fight, but Rafael Fiziev, the problem we've seen him have in his career, he gassed out against Justin Gaethje and got pretty messed up in the third round. 100%, if this fight is going to go past the halfway through the second round, I do think Justin Gaethje will win. If it goes halfway through the second round, I give up on Fiziev. Because this guy, even with full training camps, doesn't show the best cardio. And only on 2 weeks' notice, it's not going to be much better. That said, his striking's amazing, man. Justin Gaethje is coming off of such a damaging fight. He got messed up by Holloway bad for 5 rounds, and at the very end, he got knocked out. Cold. That's not something you like to see. That's not a good sign for the rest of your career. Because not only did you take a full ass whooping of a fight, you also got knocked out at the end. That's like max level brain damage right there. Not a good sign for Justin Gaethje. That's why I'm picking Rafael Fiziev. I feel like if Rafael Fiziev finds the chin of Gaethje, that could be it. That could be it for Justin right there. And Rafael Fiziev, he's been looking for a fight this whole time, apparently, according to him. He's been looking for a fight. No one's been wanting to fight him. He finally got his fight. This is his chance to show that he's ready for those top fights. He's ready to be in that top of the lightweight division class with Poirier and Charles Oliveira, and now Topuria. He's trying to prove that he's ready for that. I really want to see a Rafael Fiziev win because I also do like his personality a lot. You know? So, yeah, give me Rafael Fiziev. First or second round TKO. Now, the fight we've all been waiting for. This has been a very interesting lead up to a fight, honestly. Because we've seen Alex Pereira taking more jabs than we've ever seen before. Now, this is definitely because, I don't remember which MMA YouTuber said it, but one of the ones I watched said this, and I completely agree with it. He's been trying to piss off Magomed Ankalaev so he stands and bangs with him. And I think it's going to work. I think that Magomed Ankalaev will try to stand up with Alex Pereira, and I don't think it's going to go too well for him. You know? The only person we've seen with, like, any sort of... We've seen... Okay. Sorry. We've seen people have success against Alex Pereira on the feet. But to beat him is another story. To beat him is another story. We've seen Khalil Roundtree show that Pereira has holes in his defensive boxing. You know? But he wasn't able to go through the fire with him. He wasn't able to last it out. You know? Alex Pereira just has a certain championship mentality that I don't think that many other champs have. He has aura. I don't like using that word, but he has aura. 100% Alex Pereira has aura. But I'm going to be taking Magomed in this fight. I'm going to be taking Magomed Ankalaev, as much as I hate saying that. I don't like Magomed Ankalaev. I'm a put that out first. I don't like him. I hate his personality. You know, I feel like he talks too much. He talks too much shit for a guy that doesn't have an amazing resume. He talks like he's the shit. He talks like he's the shit, you know? He talks like he's already the champ. Buddy, you're coming off a win against Johnny Walker and fucking Rakic, okay? You're not that tough. You know? Jan Blachowicz fucking snapped your legs. Dude. Like, he would fuck me up in the fight. Let me put that out there first. He would fuck me up in the fight. I'm not challenging you to a fight, Magomed, but I do think you're gonna beat Alex Pereira. Okay? I do think that Magomed Ankalaev has some really good offensive boxing. And although Alex Pereira does have the leg kicks, I don't think it's gonna be as much of a factor as it was against Jan Blachowicz. I think that Magomed Ankalaev has really good offensive boxing. He has really good technique. He has power. If he cracks Pereira, I feel like he could get a finish. And also, although his grappling isn't amazing, okay? He's not like on the level of the other Dagestanis. Alright? The other Dagestanis are here, Magomed's here. But still, it's a lot better than Pereira. If Magomed's here, Pereira's like here. Okay? When it comes to grappling and wrestling. If Magomed needs to, he could just very well like hold him up against the fence, hold him down, just beat him up on the ground. You know? I don't think he's gonna be getting a finish on the ground. I don't think he will, because he's not that amazing at grappling. But he's good enough to do those types of things if he needs to. And he has that boxing, that offensive boxing, that boxing skill to crack Pereira. You know, even in his recent sparring footage against that Korean guy, dude, he was getting touched. He was getting touched up quite a bit. His defense is not impenetrable by any means. All right? This is very close. It's very tough for me to pick this fight. You know, I have the feeling that I'm going to eat my own words and Alex will get a left hook KO in the second round or some shit. But logically, man, I do think that Magomed's going to get the win here. I want Pereira to win. I'm not an Alex Pereira fanboy by any means. My favorite fighter is Yuri. I want Magomed to win so Yuri could get the next title shot and get the title back. But at the same time, I hate Magomed. I don't like him. This is so hard for me. I don't like Magomed, man. But, again, like I said before, great boxing. Okay? Great boxing. Decent grappling. Decent enough to just hold Pereira down and mess him up. I think that Magomed Ankalaev is going to just get a pretty shitty decision here. I think he's going to get a shitty decision. I feel like if anyone's getting finished in this fight, it will be Magomed getting finished. I don't see him knocking out Pereira. If he does knock out Pereira, that's going to be a pretty shocking event for me. Okay? Although I do think that he could crack Pereira, I don't see him finishing Pereira, honestly. You know? Maybe it is because of Alex Pereira's aura that I'm saying this, but man, I just don't see it happening. I just don't see it. I see the way to victory for Magomed being him just consistently touching up Pereira, getting that control time on the ground, and just riding out a decision. All right. That's it for me for this card. Yeah, man. Hopefully I'm right this time. Hopefully my picks are much better than last time. Last time I did horrible with picks. To be fair, everyone else did horrible. So I'm not that mad about it. But yeah. This is my prediction for UFC 313. Everyone have a blessed day. Thank you for watching. Peace.